Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Joseph Magee. I'm a philosophy and theology student at Elmhurst College. Forgive me, I'm not accustomed to making speeches and even less accustomed to making them on this topic, but I'll do my best. With the speakers that we heard yesterday were both very talented. They presented their ideas with great pride in what they've accomplished, and understandably so. They've been working in their fields for a long time. It's not very common that you'll get to see a professor of religion and a professor of science and avowed atheist battled out, so it was very entertaining, but I thought I would just give my thoughts on that. They presented us with ideas, and that is what I want to talk about. I saw during the lecture that the attendance, the audience, was split between the two of them. Some were shaking their heads even before the person even started talking. They dismissed his idea and didn't even bother listening. And that upset me in a way. The whole debate between religion and science, or atheists and religious extremists or moderates, or just any battle between two ideas, dogmatic political views or economic policies, it's all the same to me. People have a tendency to just blame the institution, blame the doctrine, and they forget that people are people first. And think about that for a second. People are people first. It's not the institution, it's not the religion. The abolishment of these so-called evil institutions and doctrines and religions or sciences, it won't stop our problems overnight. We won't wake up tomorrow and be freed from hate and cruelty and intolerance. We won't. People will simply have to find another scapegoat for their problems. The problem is not from outside, it's from within. Humanity has to change. And blaming our institutions and throwing out ideas will not help. That's not the way of progress. You don't advance by rejection. You don't advance yourself by dismissing knowledge or ideas. Maybe they're not absolutely true, but they might have a shred of truth. And to dismiss them, to throw them out, will never help. The hate that we have for those who don't agree with us, that is human. That is humanity. The people of humanity have been our greatest strength and our greatest weakness, and we have to realize that until we can correctly identify that source of hate and intolerance from within, we'll never be able to advance what's outside. I get the question a lot, just as a theology and philosophy major in a university, what do you think about death? Is there a God? What do you believe in? And usually when I hear that question, I think of a story I heard a long time ago. It's about a doctor and a patient. The patient's very sick, and this doctor has a dog. The dog loves him and follows him everywhere. And the patient asks him, "Doctor, what happens when I die? What happens after death?" And the doctor smiles at him and he says, "I'm going to get your test results. I'll be right back." And he goes into the room. And when he opens the door, his dog jumps up and follows him in. And then he comes out a minute later, and the dog comes with him, and he hands back the results, and he says to his patient, "I don't know what happens after death. My dog had never been in that room before, but when I opened the door, he ran in after me. And just the same as the dog, I don't know what's in the room. I don't know what happens after you die, after death. But my master is there, and that is enough." That fact that there might be something more, that there's a power greater than us, that there's something more than us, and that we should all be humble before that. That's where our eyes should be. We have to be united in that ignorance, that we don't know what's coming next. And upon realizing our ignorance, the last thing we should do is condemn each other's ideas. We should listen to the ideas. We should treasure them. They have value. There are not right and wrong ideas. There are better and worse ideas. But we cannot dismiss them. We cannot throw them out just because they conflict with ours. That would be a crime. And so I beg you, everyone here, before you shake your head at someone's idea, hear him out and save your judgment. And perhaps we can escape that horrid arrogance that is dooming our race. Thank you.